Welcome to the 5-Day Keyboard Playing Challenge. I'm Christine Waters, your keyboard playing coach, and I'm so glad you could join me. In the next 5 days, I'm going to give you the basic foundation you need to kickstart your keyboard playing without reading a single note. We're going to talk about the proper body and finger posture that will enable you to enjoy this instrument for a very long time. Then I'll explain the pitches on the keyboard, which will help you understand the formulas for playing major and minor chords, which we'll also cover. And then finally, you're going to learn how to play a song, which is of course the whole purpose for learning how to play the keyboard. Now, before we start today's topic, I just want to remind you to print out the worksheet I emailed you so you can fill out the blanks as you follow along each of this week's video lessons. Alright, let's get to today's topic, posture. As with any other physical activity, having the right posture will enable you to keep playing the keyboard comfortably for a very long time. The last thing you'd want is for your wrist and shoulders to start hurting so bad that you can't even play the keyboard anymore. Now, of course, today's topic is applicable not only when you're playing this instrument, but also with using the computer, driving, or any activity that requires you to sit for a length of time. How you take care of your posture when you're not playing the keyboard also helps when you are playing. For example, I used to work at a call center, which required me using the computer and mouse all day. And over time, my wrists started hurting, and so it became painful to play the keyboard. I don't want that to happen to you. So I wanted to make sure we cover this topic in a way that will help you easily remember. Okay, so let's start with the 5 body parts you'd want to keep in mind to help you have the right body posture. The first one is your head. Okay, in order to stay comfortable while playing, it is very important for you to sit up straight. And you can do this by imagining being pulled up by a string from the top of your head. And as you do that, that's going to trigger you to straighten your back. When that happens, tell yourself to rely on your core for support to hold you up. Your core is your abdomen and lower back. Now, even though it includes the lower back, I want you to focus on your abdomen. You want to bring your stomach in so that your back is also relaxed. Okay, let's get to the number 2 body part. The next way you can keep the right posture is by thinking of your neck. While you're playing, bend your head only slightly so as not to strain your neck. Very important. Number 3, a third way to keep the right posture is by keeping your shoulders back and down in a relaxed position. Whenever you start hunching over, your shoulders will tighten, which affects the movements of your fingers. When this happens, just remind yourself once again, and I can't say this enough, to rely on your core for support instead of your shoulders. And that will bring you back into that relaxed position that you want. Okay? Alright, so number 4 body part is your feet. You want your feet flat on the floor, except of course when you have to use the pedal. Regardless, your seat shouldn't be too high that you can't keep your feet at ease. Okay, final way you can keep the right posture is by filling your lungs with air. Take a few deep breaths. Go ahead and start playing. So whenever you sit down to play the keyboard, think about posture first. And use these 5 body parts to trigger you to get in the right posture. Your head, your neck, shoulders, feet, and lungs. Okay, so now let's talk about finger posture. You'd want to imagine holding a baseball in your hand hands when you think of finger posture. So you don't want to play like this, okay? You don't want to play with your fingers bent like this, okay? You want them to be curved so that you can be comfortable and not stress with your fingers. Another thing to keep in mind is you want your elbow either at level with the keyboard or a little bit higher, okay? What you don't want to happen is to be playing with your elbow going down or way too high that you can't be comfortable. You just want it to be level. So with this position, that means you can keep your shoulders back and relaxed and not having to stretch too much. Let's put this into practice real quick. Using the finger posture that I just showed you, like this. Choose any 5 white keys right next to each other and just press those keys with your fingers together. Okay? When your hand goes down, make sure your fingers are still curved. Okay, and just do that a few times. Get used to that feel. Okay. All right, now switch to the left hand or the other hand. Same thing. Keep that curve. Okay, the tendency for new players would be to stretch those fingers like so, but you don't want to do that. Keep that curve down. Okay. You have finger names and they are identified by the numbers 1 through 5. So your thumb is always finger 1. Your index finger is always finger 2. Your middle finger is finger 3. Okay. Your fourth finger or ring finger is finger 4. And your pinky is finger 5. So again, finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's all I want to focus on today, your body posture and your finger posture. Just getting your fingers used to the feel of the keyboard while keeping that finger posture curved. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow's video where I'm going to teach you the parts and pitches of the keyboard. And also I'll teach you the letter names of the white keys, and I'll give you a simple exercise you can start doing right away. See you tomorrow.